Welcome back, fellow coders. Jared O'Leary here with BootUp. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a transition scene. So I've already got a sprite that I made. It doesn't have anything inside of it. And I want to make a costume that will bring up a message that says, like, stuff happened, and then it'll fade away. Now, I don't want to use the tools over here, which is in bitmap mode. I'm going to go to convert to vector, so I can use these tools. That's going to allow me to, like, if I make my text and I make a mistake, something happened and then it did. If I click outside of this, I can actually go back to it and fix this. Cool. Transition to stuff. The only problem is when you're using vector, you want to make sure that you fill it in with a solid color. So I'm going to use a rectangle and make this full screen so it covers up everything. Then I'm going to send it to the background so that way I can see my text for the word stuff. Cool. So I have this screen, it's right here. And what I want to do is make it so that at the very beginning it hides so we can't see it. And it goes to the middle of the screen, just in case I happen to move it. So we're going to say, zoom in. When the green flag is clicked, hide this overlay and go to the middle of the screen. Now, I want to make two messages. One message is going to make it so that the screen will fade in so we can see it. So we'll call it fade in. And what's going to happen is we're going to use an effect called ghost. So we're going to set our ghost effect to 100. What that's going to do is make it so that even if we see this, when we set it to, whoops, set the ghost, not the color. When we set it to 100%, we can't actually see it. Then we want it to go in front of everything, so it covers up all these other sprites that I've got on here, and finally show up. So when it does this, ta-da, it's there, but you can't see it. The reason why is because of the ghost. Now we're going to reveal it. Ooh, spooky. So we're going to use a repeat to do that. Not 245. Silly Jared. Okay, so 25 times we're going to change our ghost, not color, by -4. Okay, I'm going to double click so you can see what this does. Ta-da! All right, so it faded in. That's exactly what I wanted. Now, all I need to do in order to make this happen is just broadcast the fade in. Okay, so the second thing that I'm going to create, the second message, is a fade out because I want it to go away. Fade out. And this one is simply going to change the ghost effect so that way it disappears. So we're going to do the opposite of what we did before. So we're going to say 25, and instead of by -4, we're going to change it by 4. And then at the very end, we'll make it hide. So check this out. It just made it fade out. All right, to make it so it's a transition scene, so it goes from nothing, and then all of a sudden it appears, and then it says our words, and then it fades out again. And transitions, we can use the broadcast and wait. So what we're going to do is say broadcast and wait to fade in, broadcast and wait to fade out. And we want to make it so that the reader has some time to actually read whatever our message is. So we can say, hey, wait for 2 seconds before it goes away. So I'm going to double click this so you can see what this does. So it fades in, waits for 2 seconds, stuff is happening, and then it fades out. Excellent. So, whole process. You make your costume that has it. You make it so that it hides and goes to the middle. Your fade in is going to make it set the ghost effect and go in front of all the sprites and show up. Then we're going to make it slowly fade in by subtracting from our ghost amount. Then to make it fade out, all we do is the opposite of that. We just add more ghost to it so it makes it slowly disappear. Extra spoopy. Cool. So add some transition scenes into your projects, see what kind of cool stuff you can do, or simply add in a fade in for the end or whatever you want in your project. Speaking of, this is the end of the video.